To reconvene our regular session at this time. 3.02, approval of the February 26th agenda. I'll entertain a motion now to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Would everyone please rise? 3.03 for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. 3.04, 3.05. I'll entertain a motion to approve the January 26, 2026 regular and executive sessions.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We're now at the point of the program where we will have public comment. I'm going to read a brief statement. School board welcomes the opportunity to hear from the public during our public comment session at the beginning and end of each public session. Members of the public speaking as individuals or as a member who represents an organization will be allotted up to 3 minutes. As per board policy BDDH, in order to comply with the First Amendment, the board will not entertain protracted public comment with, in favor of, or against a staff member. If a speaker makes defamatory statements or invades the privacy rights of a student or employee, the speaker is responsible for such statements and may be held liable. We thank you for adhering to this policy when sharing public comment. Do we have anybody this evening?
Thank you, Mr. Steele. Yes, one person signed up, and we'll double check those online to see if we have anyone virtually that would like to participate. But first up, Blair Catlin Brown. Blair, good evening.
Hello, everyone. Blair Catlin Brown, school social worker at Selbyville Middle School, proud president of IREA. And since I'm not really speaking in an official capacity, proud parent of a 7th grader at Southern Delaware School of the Arts. I was going to talk about it Monday if we'd had the meeting. I'm just taking this opportunity, since I have some eyes and ears, to please ask people to spend a little time between now and March 16th, which is the next meeting of the Public Education Funding Commission. From 4 to 6, it's on Zoom, so March 16th. If you Google Public Education Funding Commission Delaware, you can go to their website. They have been doing so much work to come up with a hybrid model for funding that seems better. I say a little bit different, can't hurt. We could use some change, but they have their full presentation of what that looks like on there. So please take a look at that. But really what's hugely important is on March 16th, they're talking about referendum reform. And if we can all agree on one thing, I think we can agree that the current referendum system isn't working. So it'd be great if we can have as many eyes in that meeting as possible, 4 to 6. If you want to do public comment, you can sign up beforehand, or you can raise your hand at the end. They need to hear from us, especially because I would say we've been impacted potentially the hardest of anyone down here. And so please, March 16th from 4 to 6, you can just Google it and look it up. So I hope to see you there. I'll be there. I'll be giving public comment. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mann, is there anyone, or I guess I should say, if there is anyone online listening in that would like to participate, please acknowledge to Mr. Mann, and we will certainly allow you an opportunity. No one at this time. We do have public comment at the end, but Mr. Steele, back to you.
Okay, moving it to new business, 5.01, school choice applications 2025-26.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. So the first 5.01 is the current year's school choice application. So as we do monthly, these are students that typically have left for whatever reason their current school and would like to remain for the remainder of the school year. So you can see we do have a handful there at various schools, all priority 1. So students that were previously there that would like to remain. So that 5.01 will need board action this evening.
I'd like to move that we accept these students for school choice. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 5.02, school choice applications for the 2026-27 school year.
Okay, so this is the big packet that we introduce annually as part of the school choice process. I do want to acknowledge Mrs. Gates. She's here with us this evening, but this is a great deal of work that she puts in, not only to prepare this report, but throughout, before and after the school choice process. There is a lot that goes into it, a lot of timeframes that we need to make sure we hit our mark. And so she's done a great job with this. So thank you, Mrs. Gates, for your work with that. We may have some questions for you here in a minute, but we shall see. So thank you for that. So just a real overview. I won't go through the entire packet with you. It is available on Board Docs for those that would like to view that are listening in this evening. And it will be available after our meeting. Just a little bit of a historical perspective to this. Each school has the opportunity to consider school choice. They are by priority, so that's listed by priority here within the document. Historically, over the last several years, this board has accepted priorities 1 through 5, and those are listed in the back of the document. Those are things like returning students, those are siblings, students of individuals that are employed with us, et cetera. So those you will see on this list, regardless of the capacity of the school at this time. We have moved forward with an acceptance of those. Then you will see the priorities 6s and 7s. Any school, which there's not many within our district right now, that is under that 85% threshold. And that's based on the cap T, which is our total, versus the cap U, which is the 85% of the total. Any school that is less than that 85%, we are required to accept those students unless there is a concern with attendance or discipline. And that is listed on the document as well. In parentheses, C is our capacity, which is typically that would be the over 85%. Yet the A is for attendance and the D is for discipline. So you can see the decisions that the schools have made there. We have reviewed this document, and you will also see some wait lists primarily for our kindergarten students. And that is because those students continue to enroll throughout the rest of this year and actually into the summer and into next year. So historically, our schools have done a wait list for students, not the 1 through 5s. They've already been accepted. So you may see some of those, but the 6s and 7s are put on a wait list to see where those numbers land at the start of the year. And it varies by school. So that's, you may have a question around that. Also, you will see in kindergarten some wait list items with number 7s. I will tell you that typically our schools do not accept the 7s out of district students if we are over capacity. That will come back in subsequent months for, again, the board would see that if those will come off and for an acceptance or a decline. That historically has not been the case. So that's this in a nutshell, and you will see SDSA in the very back of the packet. They look at the number of seats that they can accept there. I believe kindergarten was 44 seats. And so you'll see they've accepted everyone up until that 44 mark based on the lottery that is presented before them. And then the subsequent grades, first grade, you will see the acceptance. That's based on available seats for each of those grade levels up through grade 8. So that's a lot. And there's a total here of 359 applications. We've accepted the recommendation for acceptance 189, 51 declines for capacity, 20 declines for discipline reasons, 9 declined for attendance, and then that 90 on a wait list. So this can be very confusing. This can be very complicated, especially since it's not really looked at except for once a year. We will have some more next month as we trickle this down for those that aren't accepted, whereas room opens up. Sometimes we accept and the families maybe end up accepting at another school. So this can change somewhat, but this is the big packet for your consideration tonight. Happy to answer any questions about the process, individual schools, et cetera.
Dr. Owens, how do the applications this year compare to past years as far as students wanting to get into Indian River School District?
Mrs. Gates, I was hoping to leave you alone this evening, but I cannot answer that. And I don't know if she will be able to with a comparison. She may, if not, we'll get that information for you.
If we were around where we typically are, or if we were off track. Is she able to come up? Because I know they can't hear unless she's in front of a microphone.
Before you start, Ms. Gates, I just want to say thank you because I know that this is a very intense, tedious process. And it's one of those things that I know is very difficult.
Thank you.
So
I want to second that.
So last year we had a total of 334 applications submitted.
359 this year.
Okay, so we're around.
The year before, I can even give you the years. It's 363. So it's been pretty consistent.
Mhm.
the past couple of years.
Would you mind re-explaining the wait list? It's for kindergarten, and is it because the school's at capacity and we're just waiting to see the number?
That's correct. So if they're already at that capacity mark, East Millsboro is first on the list. You'll see they have a couple waitlisted there. And it's just, they want to see around about how many they're going to get in and who may shift around a little bit. So we do wait. It's very typical to wait on these.
it gives the school the opportunity to make sure their enrollment's filled and to have that holding spot there for.
And at Southern Delaware School of the Arts, the wait list for kindergarten is, they want to reach that 44 mark.
They're at that 44 now, with what they've accepted based on the lottery.
Right.
So you've gotten through all your one through fives, and then we were able to take a handful of sixes. But we've not reached into anything out of district at this point. And that's typically, Kelly's here, that's typically 2 sections, correct, Kelly, for kindergarten?
If you approve this school choice, then those families either accept that school choice or deny it. And then that will allow them, if they deny it, to then go down the list and fill their slots.
And also that impacts some of our other elementary schools. You'll see here, they're leaving East Millsboro, Georgetown, LB, Phillips Howe. Most of our schools have students that may want to come here. So that may impact what they would take as well.
Yeah, I have to say, I was impressed about how many students outside of district want to come to Indian River School District. So I think that speaks really well to the school and wouldn't want to turn down any student. But of course, if it's capacity, we don't have a choice there. But I love that we're waitlisting them and hope we can get them in. And then just speaking of our schools that are over capacity, I know our futures committee is looking into, because it seems like the overcapacity schools are the elementary schools. So maybe there's something that we can do to help with that capacity for our elementary schools. But like you said, we're going to look into the demographics and projections of what school populations will be. But I guess overall, I was impressed to see the large amount of students trying to get into Indian River School District.
I do want to commend administrators. What a lot of people don't realize is when you see the declines for attendance or for discipline, unless it's changed, I'm assuming that the building principal or his team looks over every single applicant and they will sort of do a background check to see if the kid's, kind of been a mess somewhere, they'll decline it for discipline if they've had attendance issues. Because some people try to jump ship, if they get in trouble one way or the other. And, you have to keep your guard up as an administrator of a building to make sure that you're cognizant of who's coming in and who you don't want to come in. So, and I'm glad there's some type of consistency in making that decision.
We did it this year where we have the visiting campus where I can see all the students in the district. I uploaded their attendance and discipline records to each student so they can see them without having to send the records.
That's a big help.
So
That
you,
is a big help.
so you can see from other school districts?
Yeah,
The
no,
same,
not other school districts.
just within Indian
Yes,
River?
but I also did this year, we did something different where we required parents to upload their students' attendance and discipline to the website, to our system as well. Not all of them did it, but a lot of them did it so that we could see that without having to chase them down.
So was that something you couldn't do before with e-schools?
No, we could do it. We just never chose to do it.
Okay,
So this year, researched a couple other districts, and a lot of the other districts require that information to be submitted with the school choice application. So we did that this year.
Any further questions?
No, but thank you again for your hard
Yeah,
work.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Michelle.
Okay, we'll need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the school choice application 26 and 27.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 5.03, Indian River High School track uniforms.
Yes, this is for this spring that was brought forward at the committee meeting. Among others, those other uniforms we could defer to next month. So that's why you're only seeing the one here this evening, but it is available on board docs. It does meet our color standards. It does have the American flag. I did double check with the school to ensure that it has run its course in terms of the cycle of uniforms, and these definitely needed to be replaced, and they actually passed these down to some other sports within the school. So I believe they look fine. Again, you can take a look at board docs, and they're there for your consideration this evening.
Even if it wasn't the cycle, isn't the boosters paying for it? So
Yes, they are. Thank you.
Any discussion? Need a motion?
So moved?
Okay, I have a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimous. I would like to ask though, at the next committee meeting, kind of give us an update financially if we can. I know Ms. Wolf's here. But I don't need it now. I just would like to update on where our athletics programs are at this point of the year, to make sure they stay within budget. So that would be something I'd like to ask, to look for our next committee meeting.
No problem. Thank you.
5.04, Millsburg Middle School use, YMCA.
Good evening. On your board docs for this agenda item, you will find an attachment from the YMCA. The representatives are here tonight to request formal approval from the school board to use the Millsboro Middle School this summer for a YMCA summer camp. This item was presented at the recent Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting as well. We would be requesting consideration from the board for approval conceptually with details to be worked out between our business office and the YMCA. Ladies, please introduce yourselves. The podium is yours.
Hello. First of all, I want to thank you so much for your service. I did serve on a school board for several years in Illinois. So thank you for just investing in our community. My name is L.K. Payton. I'm the Community Vice President for the YMCA of Delaware, serving Sussex and Kent County. My home base is Rehoboth Beach, and I serve as the Executive Director at the YMCA there. We're super excited to explore a partnership with you in efforts to make our goals just align. Like, we are here serving communities. We're trying to help kids and families be healthier, and we see this aligning. I just want to tell you a few things you may not know about the YMCA. I think some of you already heard some of this, but it never hurts to hear something twice. Everything we do at the YMCA is done based on 3 promises: to put every teen and youth on a pathway to success, improve the health and well-being of individuals and families, and to unite communities and inspire service. A camp in a space like that is a place for that to totally take action. A couple other things you may not know is that the YMCA is one of the largest nonprofits in Delaware, and we are the largest licensed child care agency. We serve Delaware for over 135 years, and child care is the core of our mission. It's who we are. It's not just an add-on. That's who we are. The other things are auxiliary for that. We have currently we have 38 schools statewide where we are partnering, doing before and after school. We have 8 summer day camps. We have 3 early learning centers. One just opened this coming week, and then an overnight camp in Wharton, Maryland. Every day, thousands of parents rely on us for childcare, where their kids will be safe and have a great time too. We have a long history of successful partnerships with schools. Right now, the Rehoboth YMCA is leased by, we lease that from Cape Henlopen School. We have a 50-year lease and we've been a very good partner. And we're actually in 2 schools right here doing before and after school, which we would love to be in all of them. And that's just something that we need to work on together. We bring licensed staff, established curriculum, and a great program structure, which Shannon's going to tell you about, proven operational and safety systems. Safety is number 1 for us. And we just believe that this partnership would expand high quality summer camp opportunities for people in this area. In Rehoboth right now, we have, I think we offer 1,400 camper weeks. We're already at 1,100. Last year, we had 100 kids on our waiting list, and these kids had nowhere to go. We're one of the very few camps that give kids the opportunity, parents the opportunity to have childcare from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right. And that's us. We're not a half-day deal. And also there's some opportunities if there's summer learning going on in the area that we will work out some ideas for these kids that are in summer learning to have an amazing afternoon at the YMCA camp right here. But I'm going to let Shannon fill you in, just kind of give you like a quick tidbit of what it's like in the day of camper, and then some of the operational things that might be helpful.
Okay. Hello, everyone. And like LK said, thank you for the opportunity to just allow for us to pitch our idea to offer camp in your community. My name is Shannon. I am the Senior Child Development Director. I have been with the Y since 2016. In October to be 10 years, and working within the youth development programs really since I started here. And just a little bit about the day-to-day and how we operate our existing camps. One thing that we like to promote to families is that we are primarily an outdoor camp. We believe that children need the outdoor experiences. And so a lot of our enrichment, part of our curriculum, lesson plans do center on spending that time outside. And so we are hoping to be able to utilize your outdoor space, but also we do utilize our indoor space every now and again, just for other pieces of enrichment. We offer art, we offer STEM. We are also really big on the prevention of summer learning loss. So there are things that we do to combat that as well. For instance, we have something called DEAR that happens, which is drop everything and read. We do that 3 times a week at our camps, where it's exactly as it sounds. We drop everything that we are doing and we read, whether it's peer reading, whether it's group, whether it's individual. These are things that we do to try to combat that. We also really, one of the big focuses and one of the priorities for us is camper safety. We have an extensive hiring process when we onboard staff. All of our staff are fingerprinted and background checked through the state of Delaware, and they are also ran through the National Child Abuse Registry. We also are very big on child safety when it comes to who can pick up. We have for anyone who may not be familiar, there is a software that the YMCA has purchased or subscribed to where we can make sure families feel safe as far as our communication. They can contact us in real time. Also, they know they can tell us who can pick up their children, and that is the only people we release them to. And it's easily accessible for all staff, so they know who can pick a child up. And overall, we just are looking forward to offering this type of enrichment, the type of experiences to the families in this community. And again, we just thank you for your time.
I do want to chime in. We had a great meeting last week with Mayor McKee at Plantation Lakes, and we're writing a proposal there. If we indeed can host camp here, they're willing to work with us so our kids that can go swimming and get some swim lessons. It'd be focused mostly swim lessons. That was like a win because that's important for us, for our kids to know how to swim. And so it would start out with a free week of water safety. And then we are going to make sure that these kids would get twice a week swimming. So that is a win. So we would love the opportunity to partner with you. Are there any questions or anything that we can answer?
Sure, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So I'm familiar with the Rehoboth Beach YMCA, and I spent a lot of time with my son swimming there. So wholeheartedly agree with your program. It was a wonderful program in Rehoboth Beach when we attended there. My question for you is, here at Indian River School District, we have a great program where all employees are vetted, investigated with our investigators. And I was wondering how your hiring of staff would align with ours if, like, the background checks, and you don't have to give me the details now, that just be a question that I would have that could come up, like when we do further exploration with the contract that you propose.
That's a great question. We can totally share that. So a reason that we do thank you for sneaking us on this agenda because should you approve for us to have camp here, we would like to become a licensed site, which allows for purchase of care. We also have our Open Doors financial system, but purchase of care is a licensing procedure that puts us through all those same type of credential checking and background. And it's kind of a lengthy process. So, but yes, that's number one for us. Another thing that I do at least once a week is I do camp audits. We've got a form. I walk up, we secret shop our camps all summer long. We have people coming in and out, making sure that they're safe, following the rule of three, that they know every kid in their group, they're transitioning, they've got first aid, they've practiced their safety drills. That's no joke for us. That's number one.
Great, thank you.
I have a question. I was wondering how many students per staff do you typically allot?
Thank you for that question.
Sure.
So we actually have three separate ratios. So for our kindergarten and first graders is 6-1. For our second and third graders is 8-1. And then for our fourth and fifth graders is 10-1.
Okay, and middle school, because I see you have a middle school program.
And middle school, that's kind of our threshold ends at 10. So ultimately it will be 10-1.
Okay.
That would be the highest.
As far as liability of the school district, if there was unfortunately an accident or something that happened on Indian River School District grounds, how would that work?
Like with our license programs, we do carry insurance. And we would be able to present that to you that would take that liability off of the district.
You'd be named additionally.
Any other questions?
We may have talked about this at our last meeting or one of our meetings. Your outreach area for this location, would that be by town? Would that be district wide? How do you, or do you just put it out on your socials, et cetera? Just trying to get an idea of what area you would be drawing from for students.
Well, definitely places that are relative to here. So we would connect with you and your team and say, okay, who can we send this to? Like, how can we, if we could get 150 campers here, that would be a dream. Our goal would be to get 50 campers here. So yes, we would do some print marketing around your neighborhoods. We would run those addresses. Actually have our membership director is sitting out at the Millsboro Bowling Alley this week, passing out family information. We would want to, as soon as possible, get a staff person to be able to be in this building so we could start to get a presence and really start to promote it and make this a home for the summer so people know that this is, a YMCA location. And it was funny, I was somewhere else and they're like, well, would your people do this? Would your people do that? I'm like, you're all our people. Like, it's not like we're here to serve that same community. So I want to go in with that spirit too, that it's our community and we just want to have that opportunity and serve out this way.
Any other questions? We need a
Mark,
motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we proceed with the partnership with the YMCA and that we direct Dr. Owens to be able to be the negotiator for that.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ladies, very much.
We should play the YMCA song. Thank you all so much.
Great song.
Okay, moving on to superintendent's report. 6.01 district calendar change.
Thank you. 3 calendar changes this evening. Change of Southern Delaware School of the Arts Spring Dance Performance from March 26th to June 3rd. The second, I'm sorry, there's only 2 this evening. The second is to cancel the April 18th IRS D-Day, not altogether, but to look for a future date, possibly in the fall. We've been busy this winter. We haven't put in the planning that we think we definitely should and engage with all the stakeholders that we would like to, that we think we should be able to by April 18th. So we felt it best to pause that date, put the planning like we did the previous IRSD day before us, and look for a date in the fall. And each of those does require a collective decision or individual.
I make a motion that we accept those changes.
Second.
And I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Now, speaking of the calendar, and I think I'm March, and I don't have it right here, March the 14th, help me, I think that was the date that we were originally was going to change it. For makeup day, it is now back as it is presented on the calendar, correct?
That's correct, yes.
That's the 18th.
The 18th. Actually, Dr. Owens, can I ask you something?
Yes.
So since this is America's 250th year, and I was just wondering if we were planning anything, like any civics education or anything related to our anniversary.
Thank you. I did speak with Mrs. Dorman and Dr. Jones around that. So our team is looking for activities that can be related to that. I don't have specifics right now. I think that's something we can bring back next month to curriculum committee, give you a little bit more, but yes.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, moving along, financial reports.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Wolf from our finance team this evening. Unfortunately, Mr. Parker is unable to be with us. His daughter is participating in the county band presentation along with other very, very talented district students. So excited for him and those students this evening, and welcome Mrs. Wolf to review the financial information. Thank you.
Thank you and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
On your board docs tonight, you should have part 1 financial summaries. As of January 31st, we are 58% through the fiscal year. My glasses on. And we have received 92% of the total budgeted revenue, 95% of the discretionary revenue, 98% of the local tax revenue, and for January, we received $313,040 in interest revenue. And for expenditures, we have spent 49% of the budgeted expense, 50 total budgeted expense, 56% of the total discretionary budget, and 44% of the tuition budget for the tuition funded classrooms. And it's 59% of their budgeted expenses. That's part 1. Does anybody have any questions?
Now, is that right where we're supposed to be projected? So 58% through the year and we've only spent 49%.
Yes.
Okay, so that seems conservative, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in line, which is really good news.
Okay, good.
We're not like really spending like above our budget or anything. So far, so good. Yeah.
Any further questions? Part 1. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the summaries, financial summaries for the month of January 31st. So moved. Have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 7.02, detail information.
Part 2 is detailed information. Student activities funding balance is approximately $269,604. We are scheduled for the spring student activities meeting. It's going to be in March, the end of March. So some of that will be assigned. 9.8 million federal funds available, $1.6 million in donations and student funds / internal accounts.
Any questions on the detailed report?
So I'm going to ask a question about the donations. Who do the donations typically come from? Is that something that is just spontaneous from the community? Is that something that, we reach out to folks or industries?
Both. A lot of times they will ask the community, they go for grants, they do the fundraising for all the different activities, the schools, the students. Some people, they just send a check or whatever.
And what was that amount again?
We're holding, 1.6 million.
From donations?
Yes.
I think that's pretty impressive. Yeah, thank you.
Mrs. Wolf, also on that child nutrition activity summary, is that what is in there? What is in there?
The child nutrition summary, that is as of October 2025. We don't have, they're working, child nutrition is working for the reports each month to catch up.
So is it, and I don't want to put you to a lot of work, but I know we'll hear people talk about the nutrition for the kids and the cost and all that. Is it reasonable to ask that we could get an idea of on a monthly basis of what it costs us for the food and then what we actually take in?
That should
I'm
not,
just asking, if it's a lot, no, I'm, curious because we always talk about a child being able to be fed.
right, it should not be difficult to do. So
I
I'll
was
write that
with
down.
Mr. Toomey today, and he was sharing a very similar report with just that information. So he should be able to.
Well, and I only did it because
Mind
you
readers.
hear where kids they're not getting their lunch. I mean, they have to get a certain lunch because they don't have money in their account. And I was just kind of curious, not that, but just overall as to what the financing of child nutrition
Right,
is.
we may need to contact you just a little bit, with a little bit more detail of what you think would be valuable for the group, but, I think I know what you're asking for, but we've got that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, Mrs. Wright, what are you asking?
Just as an idea of what for child nutrition, because it stands on its own, it's not a part of our working budget, to see what it costs per month to feed the children in the district, and then what we take in from that to see how it offsets. Just out of curiosity for all the kids that we have in the district.
Any further discussion on the detailed report? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion
So
to
moved.
approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 7.03, major capital improvements.
Okay, for major cap, we have spent 1.2 million this month on a major cap project.
And I'm assuming we'll be closing that out. Dr. Owens.
No, we're working on the, some of the final contingency items now, so we do have about a year after we kind of get through that where those funds remain, so just things that come up that we may not be aware of, but yes.
Keep
it's starting
those-
to shrink down.
Keep the warrant close at hand.
Yes.
But I think on that list, you had like the total amount spent and the total amount of change orders, right?
That would be.
Is that
Mr.
next?
Dooley. Well,
Okay.
he's not presenting tonight. Mr. Dooley's not presenting tonight.
Oh,
It's part of his.
it was in one of the reports I saw, but I was just going to say that looking at the capital expenditures, I guess for the high school, the new high school and our change orders, it's really small. It looks like it's only less than 1% of the total budget. So, which is for, a project that size, I think that's really good. I think the change orders and everything were done tightly, well within budget. So again, seeing the final numbers, it was again reassuring that
Yes.
everyone did a good job staying on budget,
I
even though it
agree.
seems so alarming when we see these huge change orders. Big picture, it was well done.
Yes, we've reviewed all the monies available and what our expectations are moving forward and where we stand. So that's been a really good project for Chris and Mr. Dooley to work on, or sorry, Mr. Parker and Mr. Dooley. So, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the major capital improvements.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Minor cap improvements.
Okay, part four, minor cap improvements, we have spent and encumbered, sorry, 55.6 million. And we have an available balance of approximately 1.8 million.
What we don't spend of that money this year carries over to next year. Is that correct?
Yes.
So now that we're tracking what schools require that, it looks like it's pretty evenly distributed. So no problem schools, as far as you know,
No,
that require capital improvement.
yeah, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it looks good. Thank you.
Further discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve the minor cap improvements.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wolf. 8.01, communications field trip request.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. 3 this evening for consideration. Overnight trip by Sussex Central High School's Youth in Government Club, March 27th through the 29th. And that is to Dover, and that is the legislative hall, that is to Legislative Hall, and that is the Youth in Government State Conference that is sponsored by the YMCA. Students will participate in hands-on learning of the legislative and judicial branches of the government and will be meeting with elected officials. That is paid for by the YMCA. Second, this evening is Sussex Central High School's JROTC. That's in April to Fort Knox, Kentucky. And that is for their annual Raider competition. And that's paid for by the Army or JROTC program. And finally, an overnight trip by Sussex Central Animal Science, March 20th and 22nd to Harrisburg, PA. That is that's part of their ag program. It is the Mid-Atlantic Beef Classic in Harrisburg, PA, judging competitions, etc. Those all require action this evening.
Any questions?
That last one, excuse me, Mr. Steele, is funded by their Perkins Fund.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion that we approve the minor cap. Excuse me. Do it every meeting. I make a motion that we approve the all 3 field trip requests.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.01, personnel agenda for February 26th. Entertain a motion that we approve the personnel agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.02, personnel addendum for February 26th. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the personnel addendum. Motion of second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.03, contractual agenda. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the contractual agenda for February 26, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 9.04 is notification of retirements. A little taken back to see we have 20 people who were going to retire and put in this month to retire. Puts us in the neighborhood of about 50, I believe. Dr. Ms. Bunning told me a little bit earlier for the year. That has to be some type of record. I can't believe it. We're only in February. So along with these 20 and the people before them, I just want to thank them for their years of service. It's a hard decision to retire, and hopefully we'll be able to rope some of these people back for substitutes and long-term placements as needed. So keep that in mind, Mrs. Bunning. Moving along, 10.01, we are at one of our second public session. Rowan?
No one else signed up. Any online that would like to share? Hearing none, seeing none. Mr. Steele.
Okay, 10.01. We've done public comments. We're down to 11.01. Do I have a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn. Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. We are now adjourned.